Previously on the North Gort Boomers.
So like all featherheads do, I've gone and caught the lurgy, so that's why I sound like Joe Pasquale. Speaking of feathers, we last saw the boomers in a spiked pitch wormer. After nearly checking out in the water, they've washed up on the beach and then they've done one to the castle. In there, well, there was a bunch of bellends playing tiny trombones. Nah, I'm not kidding. Hundreds of them. Tiny trombones. All to keep a giant casher demon at bay. I did mention it was a spiked pitchwormer, didn't I? So the villagers are tromboning like their lives depended on it, because, well, they did, and the boomers just fucked them off and went off to the castle's main hall. Blix has had a sit down with the big I am Sir Coupitan, leader of Castletown's fancy lads, and the boomers ended up with a quest to save the Queen. So off they pop, but then they bump into two Shadow Knights and it all just kicks off. Smoke scrans down some mental Vurt plants called shadow violets and just buzzing her tits off, goes glowing blue and is faster and stronger. So the knights got sorted right out, except one blew up and nearly took Chester with him. Next thing, they've got all these puzzles to do, and they've got to do everything arse about face. But they all had fun. Well, apart from Chester, but let's face it, if he fell into a barrel of tits, he'd come up sucking his thumb. And have a guess who the Queen was when they found her? Bella St. Alia. Yeah, the celebrity Bella St. Alia. So that's your latest. I'm off for a lemsip and a wank. And remember, even if you feel like shite, paint 3 stripes.
Three, two, one.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Vurt live stream here with the Boomers. We are, before we start, I just wanted to make a couple very quick announcements. First of all, Vurt tabletop role-playing game is available through Modifius right now in the UK, so that is all set. Again, if you don't see it on the shelves of your local brick and mortar store, please ask them why they don't have it yet. And also you can order it online there as well. It is still, of course, available through our site, ravendeskgames.com, and again, that's what's happening on that side. One other quick announcement is that right now there is a great Kickstarter happening for Monte Cook Games, and this has to do with Invisible Sun. I strongly suggest anybody who's listening to this right now, check that out. It's great. It's a great game. I don't want to give away too much because it's very mysterious, but it's definitely unlike anything else. So it's Monte Cook Games, and they're having a Kickstarter right now.
It's a giant.
Did anyone watch? I saw Colville actually like unbox the Invisible Sun box on one of his recent videos. That thing still, like, I saw Robin Shars, and it's still nuts to me that there's more than one of those in existence.
Yeah. So he crossed the streams basically.
Yeah. Yes. Oh God. Like
your D&D God talked about your Monte Cook games.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
yes. So definitely check it out. It is a game that is already been released, but this is now kind of a wider reprint style, getting more copies out there. So that is it for us on the announcement side. So let us get right into the game. I will let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, and it might be good to let everybody know what your character looks like right at this very moment after an incredibly hard, difficult, and confusing few trials and tribulations here in the Vurt world. So we'll start let's start with Rob.
Hey, I'm playing Oedipus Jones, Robo Dogman speaker who tops gears, aka I'm a badass who drives cars, and I can sell you a Brooklyn Bridge if I knew what that was. Currently, I think I'm in pretty good shape. I'm wearing a red tracksuit, glowing blue. Found a freaking queen. I think we're good here. I mean, Chester doesn't look so good, but I'm doing good. Love you, Chester.
Yeah, so I'm playing Chester Ballard, shadow dogman who works for the city, who at the moment, so let's see, in the last episode, he got blowed up. So his normal outfit, which is he's got this trachea on covered by a husky trench coat, is probably singed. It probably looks like a tattered cape that's just barely clinging to his body. He now has a permanent limp due to that explosion. So he's sort of always like hobbled, gripping his leg in pain. If he's probably actively sitting down if he can. And he's, for the last probably 20 minutes, he's had a broken cigarette just dangling out of his mouth because he probably lost his lighter in the explosion. So he's just pissed to tits about the whole thing.
Cool. All right. Next, let's go with, how about Mike?
All right. I am Blix. He is a robo-vert math magician who hyperprocesses. He rarely sits still. He jitters a lot. He's cool. He looks kind of like a white and chrome plastic skeleton with a blob of black transdimensional goo inside the ribcage. Right now, instead of his usual tracksuit, of course, he's basically wearing the outfit from Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, except it is bright red, stripes down the sleeves, stripes down the sides, big red hat, and a staff. While we're here inside this pitchwarmer feather.
I completely forgot we decked ourselves out in medieval fighting gear. Like, I legit forgot we did that.
Oh yeah, you're awesome.
Oh, that's the Vurt world.
Yeah.
Okay. Shar?
So Smoke is usually the least visible of the group. She's currently dressed in medieval gear, but her version of medieval is like a ninja. And so she's trying to be sneaky. She's got like kind of smoke going around her, but she's also glowing bright blue, so it's not really working very well. But
And the bright blue, just to remind everybody, was from the Shadow Violets, which you guys found. Perfect. And this is a Vurt plant. Again, it was a nice way to test it. You just ingested it. Like good.
Yeah, we were in a fight and Smoke was like, "This looks good," and just ate it. Mm-hmm. So she started glowing blue, and she's faster and stronger than usual. Mm-hmm. And she has a bunch of like pouches and electronics gear hanging around, and so that's Smoke.
Nice. And and we're again everybody here is in a feather at the moment. So they're in the Vurt world, the dream world, where dream logic absolutely is the law of the land. And this is a pitchwarmer feather, but it's a laced one. So normally, the first part of this feather, a blue feather, which is legal, you can buy in the stores, you take it, everybody has fun, similar to a video game. You drop into the ocean, you have some spear guns, you shoot some fish, there's music at the end, and you win the feather, come back, and everybody's happy. This is not what you guys had. You guys had something that said pitchwarmer and actually started out as pitchwarmer, but this is incredibly more than hacked. This is laced with something. So this is a black feather where all the real damage, or all the damage you're taking in the Vurt world comes back onto your real world body. So you're still in the Vurt world, but as you guys have seen and felt firsthand, it's incredibly lethal version here. All right, and so you, the four of you, some of which are glowing just slightly, are in, if I remember correctly, a subterranean layer, a big cavernous place where you've been, again, using dream logic. The lower you go, the higher you go, the more to the right you go, the more to the left you end up. It has been like MC Escher on crack at this point. It's been fantastic, but you're finally finally there. And here is Bella St. Talia. And Bella St. Talia, all of you who know your feathers know that she's a legend. Yes, so turns out she is actually the queen of Castleton that everybody was looking for. She's the one missing, and she's the one who needs saving. However, as you can see before you, she doesn't look like she's in too much danger. And all she does when she sees you is she smiles slightly and she bends quite low, and then she comes up and she says, "Always keep your eye on the exit door, even when there isn't one."
God damn it, is this whole place nothing but riddles?
Yes, that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
Your guys' definition of great in mine varied pretty wildly. Who is this bird?
That's why we have way more fun than you do, Chester.
At least in the Vurt
Blix
world.
is basically just shocked and aghast at the question as a whole. It's like,
Can I-
who is
can I
this?
Can I
Yeah.
try
If I had pearls, I would clutch them. Like,
You don't know who Bella Santalia is? What
Aha.
hole did you crawl out of?
Actually, let's
bar.
do rolls. Perfect. Let's
That's
do
fair.
rolls for Vurt knowledge. I know some of you already have it. Some of you already identified her, but let's get a little more information, even from what you can see right now.
I am not bothering to roll.
Don't buy. You shouldn't. In fact, it's probably better if you don't.
I just rolled a 17, so I'm good.
Okay, now. Okay.
Chester actively doesn't care about this.
so
I-
is- would you say it's knowledge of Vurt feathers or knowledge of Vurt history?
Go with history.
I have real world feathers and a real world history and Vurt feathers.
Go with actually. Go with feathers. Go with
Okay.
Vurt.
I got a 15.
Okay, 17, 15.
So, well, that's the question. If feathers counts, I'm specialized in knowing that.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Anything
Okay.
has to do with feathers counts right now. She's
Okay.
she's a celeb.
So I'm specialized in Vurt feathers. So that brings me down
Okay.
by 2.
Right.
And I have the where to go tap in ability.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings everything in the Vurt down by one more step for me. 13.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes. Did you roll? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I rolled a 13.
Oh, 13. I'm so sorry. Even with headphones in, my hearing is bad. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so 13. Yeah, so it dropped down 2. So 17, 15, 13. Okay, here's what you know about Bella St. Talia, more than the fact she's a celeb. She disappeared before from the real world. There turns out she was an edge rider, legend says. So she's able to go in and out of feathers without feathers. So she can go in and out of the Vurt world without using a feather, which is something that maybe only 3 or 4 other people in all of history have been known to do. One of them, his name was Scribble, and then Bella St. Talia is another, and there are a few others as well. A gal named Bliss, and there's 1 or 2 others. So, yes, Bella St. Talia is the top, and she's also known for being a bit of more of a spiritual guide and a guru. So she's known for her cryptic method of communication, but supposedly she was like that back in the real world too. So that's just her in general. She's a die-hard true blue, head to toe featherhead. So
Can I try slight like hands on the temples, but just trying to materialize a
that's right.
fine floppy red hat,
Mhm.
like a musketeer's hat,
Yes.
that I want to materialize on my head so that I can take it off and bow and say, "Milady."
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Roll for it. I love the fact that you keep trying to materialize things, which makes sense in dream logic.
Hey, he's got the Witcher wizard robes. I should be able to get this.
Keep
All right, here we
going.
go. Oh, and 9.
Okay, you do this, and you look, and you see that there's nothing in your hand, but she notices the gesture, and as you come up, you realize you have a hat in your hand right now, and you put it back on.
Yeah.
She does a little bit of a wink. You know it came from her, but she likes you. Her eyes now are on you. You've tried something even before saying hello. Really, you've done this weird little vert world bow that has to do with things. So she's on you. And she asks you. She says, where have you come from, and what do you need?
We have come to rescue you.
she laughs nice, and she's got just a wonderful warm laugh that just makes everybody except for Chester feel just wonderful, from head to toe. Chester's not feeling wonderful for anything right now. But her laughter, she says, do you realize who I am?
Oh yeah, I mean, we just listened to the wankers in the castle who said that the queen needed rescuing. I mean, that was some lazy writing right there. But anything you need help with, we can totally help you out. We know who you are.
Yeah, well, if you know who I am, then you know most certainly I don't need any rescuing.
She doesn't need rescuing? What the fuck is this place?
She is upset by this, and she looks at you and she asks, she says, is he always that vulgar?
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah.
only here because he likes us. He doesn't like the Vurt.
Mm-hmm.
He's mostly holding back right now.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Grab Chester kind of by the arm, like try to walk him back the other direction a little bit. Like, you're making a bad impression on her. You're making a bad impression.
I don't even understand who this woman is. What do you mean making a bad impression on her? Came all this goddamn way.
And she says, at this point, she holds her hand up, and there's like little sparkling diamonds now in all of the cavern. So it's lighting up now in the same kind of blue light, but it looks like more like a cathedral now. It's gorgeous. And she points to you, Chester, and she does this to you, and she just puts her hand down in front of you like this, and you find that you feel comfy. You feel a little bit calmer than you do, but your throat is numb. And of course, the first thing you'd want to do is complain about it. No sound is coming out. I promise I won't do this too long, Jack. But she has just quieted you down in her presence. She's the queen, after all. And she says to you specifically, Chester, she says, we live as we die, alone, but we dream in our billions as one. And she sits back very, very confident with what she's just said.
I think Chester would roll his eyes. He's just gonna he's just gonna sit down and just like down on the ground, and he does like this sarcastic curtsy thing while he's on the ground.
Of course.
It's like half you're crazy and half like whatever.
I dig it.
Is there a celebrity that Chester would know, like a musician or like a vert ball player that would like we be able to translate how important she is?
Ooh, you could name perhaps Vince. Let's see. There's Janice Fontaine. There's somebody like that's music. Maybe some of the best vert ball players of all time.
There's Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. Yes, exactly. Trevor and what was the band's name? Sorry.
Super Snoops.
The Super Snoops, yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, they are the equivalent of, there's a reason she isn't seen in the real world. To be honest, most of you guys realize if people knew who she was and she showed up, the crowds would be like, it'd be all over. So, yes. So at this point, she tells you, she says, I do not need saving. In fact, it's you guys who need saving. Come with me. And she turns around, and you realize that right behind her the entire time, you guess, although you would have seen it, is a set of doors that opens up. like this, and you can actually see through to the other side. And on the other side, there is a beautiful forest with little will-o-wisps here and there, and there's birds and everything. And this is on the other side of this cavern, which is however many, maybe a mile down at this point almost. So yes. And
Best feather ever.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
we save those people from that demon?
Yeah, there's them.
Yeah. Yes, and so she walks through, and now you guys are all in the middle of the woods here. You look behind you. There's no cavern. In fact, maybe there never was. Welcome to the Vurt world again. And this point, she turns around and she points way off in the distance there, and you can see that way off in the distance. She's pointing back in the direction of the castle, and she says, "It's waiting for me. It's waiting for me, but I'm not ready to go." And so that you're guessing she's pointing to the giant Kasha demon, which is again humongous, and it's just hovering outside the city walls, being kept at bay by tiny trombones.
I was gonna say they've got plenty of trombones. They're good for a while.
Yeah, she says this. She says, "Oh, if they only knew those trombones were worthless, that it's me keeping them at bay."
Chester is laughing silently, like he's still muted. He's like,
Nice. And on the last haha, you feel your voice come back. And, there it is. And so, because everything's cool now, everybody's been shown the proper amount of respect. So again, everybody at this point feels really comfortable around her, confident. She's amazing, and there's good reason. And so at this point, she says, "I'm not." She points and she says, "It's here for me, but I'm not ready to go. I need a distraction. Are you willing to help me?"
Of course.
How big of a distraction do you need?
She doesn't know who she's asking, does she? You guys have, yeah. She
Because I
says,
think there's one big cornerstone under the main
What
square of
can
that
you
town,
do?
and just the whole place. Never mind.
yes, she says they're the royal court there with Kupi Tom and the rest of these, these people, wankers as you call them, I believe, have tried to get me back and to make me their queen, but I'm not willing. I will not stay in one feather. So I need you to help me make it look as if I will no longer be available. And she kind of points up to the Kasha again, and she says, "I need a good distraction."
Before we go distract the demon, can I have your autograph?
Yes, she does. What would you like me to sign? She says. I love this. What's it going to be? Actually, this is.
I have this chassis that I was gonna make a blurb fly out of.
Mhm,
Can you
mm.
sign it?
Nice. So she puts her fingers over it, and as if it was laser etched on it, but it isn't. She draws a beautiful little feather with a little curlicue at the end, and it says Centalia in the feather itself. And she smiles and she puts her hand on your shoulder, and you just feel totally warm. And this is like, what is going on? Yes.
This
And
is the best day of my life. We
Blix
are
is-
gonna
yeah.
explode something.
I was gonna say Blix is gonna be super jealous at that and be like, "So if you still maybe have a second,
yeah.
like because there's like this one like rib of my structure down here, and if you wanted to sign that, I could have it engraved afterwards, so I can. Or if you have a TMA sample lying around, I'd take that too.
boobs.
Nice.
That's what's happening here.
She goes up to you. Actually, she goes up to you, Blix, and she puts her hand on your shoulder and she whispers in your ear the answer to a particular equation you've spent most of your fairly short life trying to figure out. She figured out the equation. She knew what you're going for. your world is now falling into place beautifully, beautifully. Things are making sense. She knows the answer. And then she steps back and, nods like this. And she starts walking back towards Castleton, which is about a mile away.
So this is, I'm not sure if I'm totally getting the situation. What kind of distraction? Does anybody understand what kind of distraction she's looking for?
I mean, we could just start blowing shit up. Distract people.
Obviously.
Wait.
Obviously.
Let's think about what we know about Kasha demons. Can we do Vurt feather knowledge?
Yes, absolutely.
What will annoy Kasha demon?
Absolutely. So everybody make a roll again specifically for Kasha's or for Vurt knowledge. Chester, you're just lucky you're still there, I guess. I mean, you're just like, oh, my, this is getting bad. Yes.
Oh.
I got a 16 and I'm trained.
Okay. Sorry, what? Rob, I didn't hear that.
A 9 without any help. So I'm terrible.
It's not a 1. You're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I got an 18, and I have my difficulty comes down by 4 total.
Dang.
Specialized, okay. I have an asset, and I can spend a level of effort without it.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so you definitely you remember all of it.
Let me tell you about Kasha demons.
Yes, exactly. And you're probably quoting verbatim from the GameCat review that gave it, because you remember, of course. And again, specifically, these are ancient demons that actually were part of even Japanese mythology, I believe, way back. This is the Vurt World version of it. And again, this is its whiskers and its blinking cat eyes and fur and tails, but it's just a constant amorphic, constantly changing mess that is gigantic and purring. But it is there to pick up the dead, and it shows up after battles or plagues or things like that, and it waits, and its job is to pick up the dead and bring them up into where, again, no one knows, but they take them up and into the heavens, I guess. So that's what a Kasha demon is generally. So from what you guys remember of it just sitting there waiting, and now that Bella St. Talia has told you that these little trombones that they're doing really have nothing to do with keeping it at bay, you guys are very clear it's waiting for somebody to die so they can take them up. And Bella St. Talia is walking straight towards it. So
I look at Chester.
What? So Chester, looking, he's gonna open his coat and pull and point to his Vorpal pistol, and then point to Bella and
oh God.
Is this like the Pulp Fiction? He asked us to take her out. I mean, take her out or take her out?
What if we off that idiot in charge?
So what we need to do is destroy the whole town. Bella wanted a distraction, and Bella gets a distraction.
Wait a minute. Hey, Bella.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she says. Yes.
Okay. You seem to be able to do a lot of shit in this world. How good are you at conjuring your own corpse?
Again, you see a little bit of a wince due to your vulgarity, but she likes you now. You're okay. So she answers, and what she says, death, life, we're just flesh pasted on a daydream momentarily.
All right, can you momentarily pretend to be pasted onto a corpse?
Mm-hmm. She keeps walking, and at this point, you guys are following her. She has a plan you guys are aware of, or she has a plan. She's not necessarily giving you all the details. She's asking for a distraction, and you know that the Kasha demon is supposed to take bodies up, or a body, or multiple up and off.
To what extent do we consider the villagers human? It's basically a video game, right? Just racking up points if we kill them.
Well, it's a video game, but they're not they're not human. They look human, but they're creatures from the Vurt worlds, right?
Do we?
Yep.
To what? So this is a question I don't
Yes.
know. Is to what
Yes.
extent would someone like Chester think of these people as real, as sentient beings whose lives have to be preserved versus like Tetris blocks that he can fuck with?
True. Because it's a black feather, and because there's more than just the chance, but it's almost the certainty that all, if not most, or most if not all, of the people there are actually pure Vurt beings, just like you. Other people are pure humans or whatever. They're in their world. They're real in their world.
Okay.
Not everybody, and that's the part where you certainly wouldn't know, but maybe other people with great Vurt knowledge would know specifically. But yeah, that's
So it would be actual murder, just not of like humans.
Right, but like Blix is part.
But
Vurt.
Blix is part
So-
Vurt. It would be like
Yeah, Blix takes issue with the idea of like let's just slaughter these guys.
yeah. Yep. So again, even as you guys are kind of discussing this back and forth, Bella St. Talia turns around again and she says, whatever you do see, understand that I am alive and I will be alive. And she walks forward.
Can I take a second to use one of my abilities?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I have simulation.
Okay.
By applying
Oh.
number breeding nymphomation to game theory models, you're able to create an elaborate simulation which can calculate the probability of events that may transpire at a particular location called the Destiny Matrix point. So I want to create a simulation of where the Cash Demon is over the square, and try to like, okay, if I spin that forward and we assume that like we slaughter a dude and try to feed it to him, what does it look like happens here?
Yeah, following probabilities to outcomes, probable outcomes. Okay, perfect. Yes. So is that a activation with points? Is that a
yeah, so it's an activation with points, so I will spend the intellect to do it.
Okay.
It says simulation progresses over a period of 24 hours in your head. At any time while the simulation is active, you may recalculate the probability of events at the Destiny Matrix point. Gain a description as detailed as any security camera of the events taking place there.
Okay. So it's almost like, yeah, use the math and probabilities and statistics to find out what the almost certain near future is going to be. So what point, now, what was the specific, the model there?
I want to model it around that square where the Kasha Demon is over them, and then the center of everything that's going on with that. Just so we can.
And this is
try to get a feel for like, okay, what happens if we do take somebody and just try to feed it to it?
Got it. Okay, that specifically, let's do it. Now this, I'm going to go for a roll. It will, unless it's a 1, but this is just to see also if you get a little bit extra stuff. But even though it's activated, it's a little different, just because it can get a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, just do a regular D20 roll. Don't worry about.
Oh, you are kidding me.
1.
How can this be? No. No. Yes.
Okay. You don't quite realize that something in your math is off, but here's what you are fairly certain about now.
Oh, I know why my math is off, because I'm distracted because Bella is here.
She's right there, and what are you gonna do, right? So, yes.
Looking at your signature.
Yeah.
In a minute, she's gonna come over here and be like, "No, you screwed this up." Right?
What are you doing? Yeah, she knows the math. You feel that if you guys were to if someone were to die, to really die, like in there, one of the trombone players or any of those people, that you see the Kasha coming over, picking them up, taking them off, and leaving everybody alone. That's what you see. That like, hey, that makes sense. That's a great idea. So that's what Blix knows. And so Bella St. Talia at this point now is walking right up to the castle. The drawbridge is down, the city gates. Again, this looks like a medieval town. You guys have the map for it as well. And the map, specifically is what you had, so you guys know exactly where to go. So Bella walks into the city, and as she does, and you're looking in front, you see that now on top of her head is this glorious crown. She has this huge, cape, like a fur cape, that's reddish and bluish and greenish. It keeps changing, and it's just gorgeous. And she's glowing. Like there's almost a hum, an actual audible hum around her. Everything is so perfect. And she's walking down, and everybody, even as they stop the trombones, everybody sees it. The minute they see her, they stop, and they put it down, and they bow low. They bow very low. Everything's gonna be all right now. The queen is back.
Oh, thank God.
Mhm.
I hate trombones.
Yes. Now, Koopy Tom, you see at the end of the square, Koopy Tom and the other advisors, they all are dressed like something out of Blackadder, or one of the Blackadders, the old, and they're, mumbling, whispering to each other, this and that. And Koopy Tom sees Bella St. Talia, and he smiles big, and he reaches out, and in a big sign of respect, and he bows low, and his fez kind of falls off, and he puts it back up and coughs a little bit, and then says, welcome back, my queen. And at this point, Bella reaches up for him, and then she falls forward on her face, and everyone gasps, absolutely gasps. And Koopy Tom now looks at you guys and points, because it looks like you guys just walked her in.
Chester's immediately like he's backing out, like he's just slowly going backwards. Just nope, wasn't near, didn't do it.
As somebody who hyperprocesses, can I be like the person who like catches her before she actually like lands completely on the floor, trying to break the fall?
She goes forward. However, you can be at her side without a problem. Okay, so you are down at her side there, and do a roll, just you, just Blix, because you're physically right next to her, just right now. Something, what would it be? Something that would have to do with either checking her vital signs or making sure that she's okay. Even obviously, it's probably not your forte, but
yeah, no, I have nothing. I have nothing that's going to actually help me except for being tapped into the Vurt.
Well, then actually intellect, which is pretty damn good for you anyway. Let's do an intellect roll just to kind of figure out.
Yeah, so if I have tap in, that's an asset, and I'll spend a level of effort, which gets knocked off with
Okay.
edge. So that brings it down by 2, 12.
Okay. So 12 down by 2. Okay, no problem. Okay. So the basic is her heart has stopped. Her body temperature is getting colder, like you would expect. There are no signs of life. However, that mathematical equation, the answer that she gave you, happens to be the answer for this too, and you realize, oh, that's how you do that. So throw this little trick in your bag of tricks now from here on out. Even just a fun little mathematical just you thing. You ever want to make it look like you have no signs of life and everything's going out? You can now do that. Yeah, that's it's just a fun little thing. So you realize you've never seen or even heard of this before, but for even you are realizing, oh, there's no signs of life. So that's what you know. Koopy Tom is pointing, and now the advisors start going out, and they're running. They have no weapons in their hands or anything like that, but they are racing towards you. There's 6 of them, and Koopy Tom is still up at the top of the stairs there, and he's pointing them forward to he says, seize them, and everybody's whispering.
As soon as Chester here sees them, he's got that broadsword at his back. He's drawing the broadsword out, stepping things, and then he's reaching into his tattered trench coat, and he's pulling out his Vorpal pistol, and he is like 2 weapons in hands, just like waiting for them to get within a range.
So we'll stop it at the point where you have your hands on it, you're ready to pull. That'll be where we stop that. Yes, Rob,
Yeah. I wanna yell out stop to Chester.
Right.
and hopefully he'll listen. But you know,
Yeah, right.
naive. And I'm going to say the queen is dead, and then I'm going to point to Smoke and say, but she chose her successor.
Oh shit. Oh,
And I'll be like,
this
and
is-
I'm glowing.
And you can make me roll for this. I got this.
yes, I would like you to roll, especially. Oh yeah, that's right. You're the speaker. Spin. Oh yeah, do it.
Actually, I know. Let's make it a guarantee. I'm
Okay.
gonna spend 4 intellect points to use my oratory skill
Oh,
when
beautiful.
speaking with a group of intelligent creatures that can understand you and aren't hostile. Okay, yeah, you get to tell me if they're hostile.
They
They are
they're
pretty-
they are hostile. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to just use my basic bullshit skill.
The bullshit
Okay.
skill, page 82. No.
Spend 2 intellect points to use my telling ability, which gives me an asset to tasks attempting to deceive, persuade, or intimidate, which sounds exactly like what I'm doing.
Yep. 16. Wow, you're not okay.
Can I give him an asset by glowing? I'm going to turn off my smoke, which I've been turning on so they can see the glow better.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow. It must be nice being tier 3. Okay.
It's cool
It's
shit.
pretty badass. Okay. All right. So yes. So roll. Let's see. It goes from. Oh, let's see. It mortal, heroic. It's down for formidable. It is. You still feel it's difficult, but it's not nearly as heroically, immortally impossible as it might have been, shall we say? Not to get too mechanical, but yes, now it is difficult.
It's difficult using that extra asset and
Having it drop down, yeah.
okay. And that already takes into account that I'm a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it's dropped at 4 bar, because she's helping as well.
Okay.
So
Can I try and manifest a crown?
out of smoke,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that as part of the same action. You control your smoke, so
yeah.
yeah.
Got it. Here we go.
Okay, roll. Ooh.
Ooh, 6.
Okay.
Oh, re-roll it. Re-roll it.
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
I'm
XP.
doing
Everybody had 2 XP last time. We'll give
Okay.
you more coming up. Actually, everybody has another 2 XP. You made it through the last time. So total of 3 max if you have it
Okay.
every.
I'm gonna take
So-
one stab at rerolling.
Okay, I would. Yeah.
God save the queen.
Mm-hmm. 12 or above.
It,
12 or above.
it still says 6, but I don't know if it re-rolled or not.
Huh.
Clear the dice and then roll again. You have
Yeah,
to
okay, I
hit
reset
that
and
dice
then
roll.
It keeps rolling 6s now.
That doesn't seem right. Try reloading the
3
page.
6s in a row. You gotta.
That's not. I mean, I'm gonna reset the dice, reload, and roll. I got a 6 again. I don't have a real die here. Does somebody have one handy to re-roll? Because I think this is broken.
I do.
Nice.
I'll run it over to you.
Proxy. No, you can proxy.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay.
And also there's dice rollers online too, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for right now, yeah.
20.
Oh, that's why you did it.
Are you
That's why
showing? Show the 20.
I can't show you.
yeah.
But here you go.
Yeah, definitely believe Char. Oh crap.
Oh,
Okay, you know what? Rob, you tell me what.
I can't even show you the right side. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, Oedipus is going to explain to the crowd what just happened and what is happening and what should happen. They're all ears. Even Koopy Tom is, and he, he's looking at you. So, what's the pitch?
That she had a weak heart.
Mm-hmm.
She knew it. She felt very ill, but she really appreciated us saving her, like you had asked, obviously, because that was our quest, and we listened because we're good listeners. And that in her final moments, when we were walking back to the castle, she did a little gesture and said, "She shall be queen in my stead."
Mm.
Hmm?
As hard to believe as it is, they believe you. In fact, with a 20, Koopy Tom takes off his fez, again bows low, and he says, long live the queen. And he's pointing at Smoke, who is now the queen of Castleton, with a 20. You've avoided a fight and
I'm
installed
going
a
to
queen.
incite everybody to start saying, "God save the queen!" several times in
Beautiful.
a row.
They do it. In fact, a couple of those trombones go up now. The
I say,
Kasha,
"No, no
yes,
trombones."
the Kasha demon now, the purring, it's slowly starting to descend. People are moving out of the way. I mean, it doesn't ever give off the a quick moving threat type of vibe. So they see it, and it's a big thing, or it's monumental, but it's certainly. So they back away, and it's coming closer and closer to coming down on top of Bella's body, who's out. Um, Blix, you're standing right. You're kneel down, crouched next to her. You feel that very soon the Kasha is going to pick her up. So you're either you move or don't, but that's what's happening. Um, yes, and so the Kasha demon is down. As the Kasha demon is coming down, the townspeople and the advisors and Koopy Tom, all of them are celebrating, almost like a wake style. There's that kind of vibe. Yes, she's dead. Yes, it's sad, but they have a new queen. The Kasha is coming down to take her up to the heavens like everything should be, and there's a celebratory mood right now.
And I declare wine for everyone.
Nice.
Wine.
It is really, really good that happened right before you pulled your swords and did the John Woo style there, Chester. So now that you have your sword out, anything you want to do with it?
The sword is actually out.
Oh, you're pulling it out, so it's up to you. Either put it back, but when we last left you were pulling it out, but a lot has happened since. So.
Oh yeah, as soon as he's just.
Yep, nice. Maybe someone
puts his hands in his pockets and just.
Nice.
Now that gave me an idea.
God save the queen.
I'm gonna take out my katana.
Yes.
And I'm
yes.
gonna use it to dub these guys my knights.
Even better.
Nice.
Wow. So Castleton, which again, okay, Castleton. You are the queen of Castleton. Okay. Queen Smoke of Castleton. All right.
I need to update my name.
Yes, yeah, it's a lot more regal now. So the Kasha now at this point comes down, and some of the whiskers and paw kind of things. It's just a tangling mess of ever shifting cat-like things, and it kind of picks her up in its appendages there, and then slowly starts to go up. You can hear the sounds of bells and harps and everything, kind of just beautiful twinkling sounds as it goes up slowly up into the heavens. And everybody's cheering, and trombones, little mini trombones, and they're really excited about the way things are happening, and that you now have knights of your own, and they bow like this. As the Kasha demon goes up into the sky, and again kind of floats into the clouds, they I'm going to pull a line there. They say, "Should you need us?" And then everything goes black, and it's like a shaking sound from all of you guys. You can feel your teeth rattling, shaking, and boom, you are back in the real world.
Shit.
The worst jet lag you've ever had, and let's remind everybody at home where you decided.
Chester's immediately vomiting, like it's the shock of it, and then just realizing where he is. He's just.
Yep. Dog barf. Let's remind everybody where in the real world you guys decided to would hunker down and take this wonderful feather.
We were hanging out in the bog at the Wumpies in Bottletown. Which
Yep.
is clearly identified in multiple places within the rulebook as the most disgusting bathroom in all of Manchester.
Absolutely. So
the largest, most populated place in the entire world, we're in the dirtiest hole possible.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Shar. You said you say cesspit.
Yeah, it's basically a cesspit with a hole in the middle.
Yep. Perfect. So again, yes, you've got vert lag. Yes, you're feeling like you're about ready to throw up. Everybody's shaking. Even the best of you, the biggest featherheads of you guys are having trouble with the come down on this one because it was way stronger than any of you guys anticipated. But the fact that you're back in the real world means that you did beat the feather. So that particular laced feather had a couple different plot points that the featherheads had to gather before winning. And that's, again, for those who don't know, a black feather, you either win and survive, or you do what's called a jerk out, which is where you leave the dream. You have to roll for it. It's
That's
difficult.
for losers.
Yeah, no featherhead wants to. Jerking out is for jerks, and so there's no reason to do that. But which is also, or you die in the feather, which actually almost happened. So now you guys are back as winners. Everybody is going to get. We'll deal with the specific like mechanical stuff with XP and everything, but you guys are getting specific XP for that. 2 XP, and I'll add that. Also, you look into
How
your
do I
pocket.
get back there? I'm the fucking queen.
Yes, you are the queen of Castleton, and anytime you can get your way back to Castleton, you're their queen. Now, getting another laced pitchwormer feather, you would imagine would get you back there, or tracking down other feathers that lead to Castleton. As long as it's a black or yellow feather, you will get back to the same place, the same people, and they will be waiting for their queen to return. So that is that. Also, everybody checks their pockets right now. Yeah, on the cipher limit, let's count it out. You guys didn't. You went in there with your suggested cipher limit, which matters in the Vurt world. I don't remember exactly what you guys had ingested when you were in there.
Chester has no ciphers. He has nothing.
Okay. Okay.
When I went in, my fractal blade disappeared.
Yes, because that was the third. Yes. Oh, it disappeared because you had 3 and only 2 of them would show up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or something like. Okay. Fractal blade is sitting next to you in the muck.
I fish it out. I don't.
Yeah.
It's more important than some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So it didn't travel in with you just because that's the kind of weird rules of the Vurt world. But as you shake it off and put it back in, you have shadow violets. You have a shadow violet in your hand, a little clump of them. Still, you filled your pockets with it.
Nice.
You have that as well. So you came back with that. Let's see, Oedipus, did you get those plants as well, or no?
I got the other plants.
Okay, the Velicera?
Yes, and that would put me above my cipher limit as well.
Okay, and what were your other ciphers?
Oh, this is where it gets creepy. I had a super randomino and a striking div-getter feather.
Ooh. Let's
to go gambling, because I've got a randomino also, so that should be our next stop.
Wait, is that the randomino that we got from that I got from a crazy lady that you have?
Dame Doris?
No, I had a randomino from before.
Okay.
And then you got another one from Dame Doris.
Yeah.
So Rob, roll. Let's have you roll.
6?
Yeah, we'll do that. And 1 and 2 is the flower. 3 and 4 is the randomino, and 5 and 6 is div-getter. This is the one that didn't show up.
Here we go. 6.
Div-getter. Oh, okay. So don't worry. You get yourself back to Castleton. He was holding on to it. So yes.
This is what you get when you don't let me hold on to the. Let's
So
go with drugs.
the most lovely feather that you guys had in your possession, which you had in there, you just can't find it. You can't find it.
We literally shot a guy over that feather.
Right. And yes, but you do have your Velicera flowers, plants, a handful of those that you have wrapped in. Did you wrapped it in like some like material or something, correct? So you wouldn't
Yeah, I
touch
think
it.
a shirt or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's because again, as someone realized right before you touched it or whatever, that is not something you touch with your bare hands. And by the way, in general, the featherheads among you would know that coming back with Vurt plants, with anything Vurt, coming back with something without a specific exchange rate, something happened. Yes, you knew it was a big feather, but you had a little bit of help, if you know what I'm saying. You guys,
Oh, the best.
exactly. Now, Ballard, there again, your hate coming down from the Vurt thing, and you're feeling just disgusting, like this. And as you're wiping stuff off, you feel something in your pocket, and you pull it out. You may not like it, but everybody else seems really excited. There's the Divgator feather. She wasn't going to let you. Yeah, she wasn't going to let you hang in. This is Bella St. Talia. She's on your side.
No,
So-
I love Bella.
She's the best. So, so yes, you do have
Bella's
the
still
Divgator.
queen in my heart.
Of course, she's the best. Yes, now at this point, you guys are still kind of coming to, and you're hearing just pounding on the door, and maybe it's been there, maybe it's been going on for a while. But
Oh, I thought that was in my head.
no, the manager, you're guessing the one dude who was behind the counter of the Wimpy's Burgers, who was pretty much he was gone anyway. You're guessing that's him because it sounds like the same voice, and he's pounding. And he's saying, "Get the fuck out! Get out! Get out! Get out! I'm gonna call the MPD. I'm gonna call the MPD."
Yeah, Chester.
Didn't you pay that
Chester's
going
just
off?
gonna like bring himself to his feet.
hmm
Gonna reach to the door, just
Mhm.
pop it open, and just do a Chester style, like almost done. Slams the door back in the guy's face just as hard as he can.
Nice. Just for fun, because I want to see either a 20 or a 1. Can you roll for it? It will happen,
Sure.
but I like those just to kind of see the.
Oh, Lord.
17.
Okay, so you hear he stops talking about calling the MPD. He's just going, all right, well, fine, whatever. It's his bullshit job anyway. Blah, blah, blah. So he sounds at least like, okay, he's not going to call the MPD now. Right this moment, you guys better get out of there soon. But at least the main danger is over. So you guys are now covered in everybody else's filth. You guys have been kind of slumped against the floor, and again, this is basically this is the
We're
worst
on
toilet.
Trey
management.
Island. Don't forget.
Ah, true. I'm sure it's
Trey Island, and 2 of us have chairs.
that's right.
Population 4, 5.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Okay, so yes, you're back in, and if you again are feeling the vert lag is terrible right now. Some of you feel beyond nauseated. There's a bit of vertigo coming here and there, but this is a strong feather, and no one's in fighting shape for the next 5 to 10 minutes at the very least. So you guys, if you guys are walking, you're stumbling now. Chester, your leg hurts as much now as it did in the vert feather, and you again come to that shitty realization that this is something that is now a rest of your life thing. This is the grit of the cipher system. There's the gritty part. Lasting damage. So you now have a limp. You're not going to run as fast, but at the same time, so what? You're going to deal with it, and you'll probably end up twice as strong in some other area. So for right now, that's just on your plate. Best way to put it. I'm going to say that Blix as well. Blix and Smoke, because you guys have just met one of your heroes, and you guys are just feeling amazing. Any social test or anything for the rest of the day is going to be a step easier. Just kind of general. You're on cloud 9. So whether it happens or not, even you, Blix, have a social advantage. I guess I shouldn't laugh.
It makes up for the way I usually act. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's the math magician. So, yes, you are back in the stinky but but solid real world. The feather, the laced pitch warmer feather, is white, of course. The feather left once you guys put it in your mouth and dropped out. So you now have a useless feather. There's no value for discarded feathers, really, no matter what it was. And so, yes, you are there. Now, just a quick, not recap, but where you guys were last in the real world. Let's do kind of a recap. Before you jumped into the feather, what had just happened? That was
I just want to remind everyone we're still stuck in Bottle Town. It's not exactly safe out there.
We need to find a casino. Casinos have drugs and booze and not showers.
That probably sounds better than anything else right now with the way you guys have been. Yes.
Is it raining? Is it still raining?
Wouldn't it be nice if you could get outside and tell? I don't. It's
I mean, we can. How long have we been gone? Can we tell from like a watch or a clock?
Blix kind of can recalibrate and know that you guys have been in there for an hour, which is decent amount of time. I mean,
long
some
enough
black
to need to
feathers
update your immunizations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, you guys actually came back. Oh, by the way, coming back with something from the Vurt world, whether you meant to or not, is beyond illegal, incredibly unique and dangerous. But this is not something that just happens where people just go. I mean, so you guys are now back with Vurt world plants, which technically is a Vurt being. I mean, in some ways, it's a living creature. Whether you want to eat it or not, it's not going to give you the live drug thing. But understand that what you've got is valuable, dangerous, and very, very special, very unique.
Did I stop glowing?
You did. You
Oh,
did.
good.
Yeah, actually, it's probably for the best.
Yeah, that would be interesting on the street.
Is that I'm gonna like hide again?
So guys, I think
I feel more comfortable that way.
I have a brilliant plan.
Oh God. Oh no.
If I was really doing it black, it would be a cunning plan. But cunning plan, sir. We're going to leave this bathroom because holy crap, what were we keep going in here in the first place? And I'm going to slip the guy at the front desk or at the counter a couple of tenors, and I'm going to ask for some to-go boxes and a paper bag. I'm going to put the plants in there because no one ever wants wimpy leftovers. No one will chicken. It's gotta be. It's foolproof. It's perfect.
That's pretty solid, actually.
Aside from making you queen.
Yep.
That's my plan.
Well, it works. He's and as you're doing that and putting in, you see two MPD officers walking up towards the door. Now, Wimpy's is a local hangout for. I mean, cops get 50% discount. They're even called burger cops. They get a 50% discount at Wimpy's. Wimpy's are almost always located close enough to a Manchester PD station. And yeah, so that's part of their lack of security is because there's always, one of the MPD coming around. So you see two people, walking up. Jack, can you roll a 20 for me?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna hang on. I got a 6. I'm gonna spend XP to re-roll that.
Actually, before you spend XP, this one is just it's not it's a 1 out of 20.
Okay, then never mind. I got a 6.
Yeah. Okay, 6. God, for Howard. Okay. You and everybody else just whistle to yourselves. You, Chester, you recognize a former colleague, or perhaps a colleague, not sure, of yours. You don't recognize the other cop coming in, but you recognize one of them, and his name is Howard Pinkton. And Howard Pinkton is a pure human. You've known him for many years. To be honest, he has like no real charisma. He's just kind of an asshole. He does stuff when you need him to do stuff, but he's not exciting. But he does know you know him, and he's walking in.
Damn it. All right, everyone. You got to trust me on this. And
She
he's
knows what's going on because she figured it out last time, even though she didn't tell anyone.
he's gonna walk like Chester's
Well,
just.
not last
I'll
time.
be right back, and he's gonna step out in front, and
Perfect.
he's gonna try to cover. He's got his trench coat, which is back to normal. Thank God. He's gonna try to like close it up and hide the trackie, and just he wants to just kind of get in.
I like
between
put
Howard
my
and
hand
Gort.
on his shoulder and I'm like, just don't punch them.
That's right. He's had issues with that before. Okay. Yes. So the rest of you guys see, Oedipus and Blix and Smoke see Chester just say, trust me, you've heard that before. Pull himself together, walk outside, and start a conversation with two cops even before they get in the door. Now, right outside the Wimpy's Burger here, yes, it is still raining. Weather is shite. It kind of always is. This is, again, the edge of Bottle Town. And you personally are almost as shocked to see them as they are to see you, because even though it's the Wimpy's Burgers, we're in Bottle Town, and even at the edge, they really shouldn't be here, especially active duty, like in uniform. So this is very odd. So Howard, you see, or Picton, he call him Howard. He shows up and he looks at you. He looks at his partner, and he nods. He says, "May I help you?"
How's it going, Howie?
At this point, his partner looks over. He's like, "What?" And Howard's like, "I have no idea what's going on. I don't know." He's backing away. At this point, he says, "This is bullshit. Abort, abort, abort." And he walks back to his car, and he gets in the cruiser, closes the door, and waits for his partner, who again is looking incredulous, but also just kind of quietly follows his partner back in, gets back in the car, and they drive away.
Good seeing you guys. Good seeing you.
Shit.
You just like waving them off.
God. Poor Howie. Okay. You just, yeah. Okay. The cops are gone, and what you guys saw inside now. Yes.
So yeah, Chester's gonna he's gonna kind of spin back in, walk up. Like they shouldn't have been here in the first place.
So you think they were looking, but I step away from the Wimpy's counter guy.
Right.
Hey, Alex
Say
Wood.
quietly. You
So
think
I
they
feel
were
like-
looking for us?
Oh,
You
well,
think
hang
they
on.
report that we
I
were
want to
here?
ask Alex something. Like, I feel like Chester would know this, but I don't. Why would on-duty police officers be in Bottle Town? Like my initial suspicion, let alone walking up to a Wimpy's Burger. Like that's, I know that's out of place, and I feel like there is either like a corruption stench. There's something about it which would be off. But can I roll for something to be like
absolutely.
Like I want to tell the group what I think, but I don't know what I think.
Perfect. Either an intellect roll or something that applies whatever's higher.
I'm going to do intellect. I'll spend effort on it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll spend 2. I got 1 edge, so I'll spend 2. Sorry, I'll spend 2, which puts me at 4. I need to update my overlay. Oh, sorry, that was speed. So intellect, that'll put me at 12. 6. Sorry, I got 2 sheets I'm updating here. And let's see. I got a 9.
It counts. Yeah, it's demanding, so 9 or above. Okay. Yes, so you get the basics of the 2 red flags that kind of pop up in your in your training and everything, and common sense are, after hours is fine. People off duty is one thing, coming in to eat. This particular one is not one where active duty cops show up. The fact that they're showing up in uniform means that that means that they wanted to be seen walking in here for some reason in their uniforms. And Whoopies in general is pretty corrupt. So it might have been a payoff. It might have been, one of those brown paper bags to kind of thing, or for something that has already happened. But this is something where they wanted it to be visible from the blurb flies outside and other cameras and stuff, that they are coming in uniform to a Whoopies burger. It's a lot of strange red flags. It has something to do with him doing something he's not supposed to be doing, but wanting everybody else to see it. I don't know if that helps you.
The guy, I'm gonna walk. So, like, hang on, guys. And we're gonna walk up to the counter. There's the manager that I believe I gave a whole bunch of money to, or employee.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how often you guys get cops in here?
You see him say,
I'm gonna read his mind while he's doing this. While he's
I'm gonna do that too. It's a free action for me. I want to use.
yeah, me too.
okay,
yeah.
so surface. Okay, so even before you roll for either intimidation, persuasion, so one of those kind of things, the surface thoughts that you're picking up on, Chester, are oh, danger, what's going on, who is this guy, and Smoke, what you're picking up on is similar to that, danger, who is this guy, but you're also picking up on the fact that how did he know Officer Pinkerton? How did he know Detective Inspector Pinkerton? So yeah, he's not. So he knew who was coming in. He knew something was happening, but that's that. So Jack, if you're going to have Chester do like an intimidation or something like that.
He's going to do intimidation, but he's going to do like he's got his trench coat. He's going to take out the Vorpal pistol. He's going to set it on the counter. He's going to put his hands up and be like, I just got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
You decide how this ends, buddy.
That counts as an asset.
And he's trained in intimidation.
Right.
And I have, so I have one other, do I need to use that? Oh yeah, this cost me nothing. So I'm just officious. When posing as an official some kind, reduce the difficulty of deception task. I'm not really deceiving anyone here.
And you'd have to identify yourself.
Yeah, which I'm not going to do. So I'll go with that. Just like straight intimidation is my asset.
Okay.
And I'm counting the Vorpal pistol as an asset.
So down 2.
Yep.
Okay, still at 9 or above.
Here we go. 18.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so he is intimidated, quite obviously. He says, please, can you please put that away? And he's shaking so much at this point. You feel like he won't stop his teeth chattering unless you put that away.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, just slides it back in, just
Right.
like to,
Right.
get the stage.
Yeah, and again, that particular gun, for those at home, is the equivalent, and the bullets that thing carries, it's I don't even know, almost the equivalent of if you saw someone with like, an RPG or rocket propelled grenade thing just walking down the street, you'd go, whoa, that's more than just a regular weapon. That's what he's carrying, is more or less can be a weapon of mass destruction. So he just politely put it down on the counter and then put it right back in. And so, yeah, that's playing with fire. Okay, you
and I both know how he's not supposed to be here. So what the hell is he doing walking in his uniform?
He says, you work with Howie?
Don't work with him, just know him. Definitely no MPD. He's not supposed to be walking into a Wimpy's Burger in Bottletown.
Mm-hmm.
You got cash for him?
He's supposed to meet someone else. They were gonna meet. They were gonna meet later on in about 5 minutes. But yeah, they're supposed to meet. It's not me. I don't know. And at this point, you guys
you got any other uniforms?
As his eyes go big and wide, you see in the other people's eyes, there 2 more cops are coming in from the other direction now, that are walking in, and it's been just long enough that they didn't see the other people driving away or whatever. And there's 2 cops. I want you to roll again, just out of a table. Jack, you're doing a lot of rolling here today, but
6.
Yeah.
okay, 6 again. Okay. Oh, you know this. Okay. Um, one you don't recognize. The other one is he looks. Oh, maybe he's a dog man. He's probably half, maybe Doberman, maybe Weimaraner, not sure, maybe Vizsla, but he has part of kind of that look to him. But of course he's a dog man, so he's
And
bipedal.
I
Yeah.
want to use, I've got simple communication. I want to tell the rest, I want to tell every boomer but Oedipus to get back into the bathroom.
You still have chance to do that verbally before they walk in, and I think they would be willing anyway. So one way or another,
Yeah.
that goes out there.
Guys, this is going to go bad. Blick,
the dog
Snoop,
man.
hide.
I'm already hiding.
Yeah, you're always hiding. What am I saying?
Like,
Okay.
Just go along with whatever I say.
Wait, did you tell me to not hide?
I don't want you to hide. I think Chester would know he needs you in this situation.
Mhm. Yeah, the speaker comes in real handy. What about Blix there, calculating the calculation machine?
No, I was instructed to get the hell out of the way, and I
Okay.
think we know that Blake's short of riding on this high after the feather, he's not going to be helpful when we're talking to people.
True.
How close are the cops? Are they like? I see them walking up. Would I think they can see into the restaurant at this point, or do?
In the next second or so, they're going to actually look in, turn the corner, and open it up. Yeah. So either you're jumping under a table to be hidden right now, or they're going to see you. So
Okay, I'm not doing. I'm walking up to the door, like I'm getting between the door and them.
Mhm.
And do I know this cop?
Yes, Vic Brutus.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like a winner.
Yep.
I'm gonna do real. So instead of getting in between them, I'm gonna open the door for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, Vicky.
Nice. Mm-hmm. By the way, you guys recognize, I think, Vic.
No.
I think you guys recognize this cop. Am I wrong? Yeah, you guys, you've seen something. This. He's either been. He's part of your adventure somehow. You've seen his face somewhere and you know him, but you guys can't put your finger on it necessarily, perhaps. But Vic Brutus comes in and he sees you, Chester, and he stops before he even gets to the door. And what are you doing? You and
So I don't know what Oedipus is doing. But
I was kind of hoping you'd give me like a hint on what you want me to do.
all Chester would have had time to say is stay back and follow along.
Mm-hmm.
That's way too vague. You're gonna regret this.
Nice, perfect. Yes. So Vic Brutus comes in. At this point, he sees Chester. Now he's looking at Oedipus, and again, the three of you guys are dog men here, or have dog in you. So you guys are, there's a certain camaraderie that's already right there. But Vic looks at both of you guys back and forth and pulls out a PDF, a personal data feather, which also are used for calling or communicating, and he puts it in like this, and then you can see him kind of whispering behind his hand there, on something, because he's communicating via feather like this, and his partner is trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, surface thoughts. I should be. I'm as soon as that's going in, I'm trying to Perfect. I'm assuming the surface thoughts are going to be the actual conversation he's having.
Yeah, the surface thoughts is, by the time you pick up on that, is backup. He needs backup. He's calling for backup, like he needs assistance, and he's just called for it. He puts his hand down, he puts the feather back in, and he looks to the left and right, and he says, "What are you doing here?"
I'm getting lunch. What are you doing here?
He says, "I'm getting lunch as well."
Really?
Would you like to
Howie
come
too?
inside?
I just saw him drive off, Vic.
Okay. At this point, total shift in surface thoughts, and now it's like, oh shit. And he says, "You fucked it all up. You fucked it all up. What did you do? And who's this guy?" Wait, I've seen this guy before.
I introduced myself as Frank Tolley, a cop. Internal.
Actually, why don't you do a?
Spin identity.
Yeah, Yeah, you've got the stats for it. Do it.
Yeah, I'm spinning my identity, so I'm spending 2 points of int. Taking me down at 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm totally a internal affairs officer investigating something.
Mm-hmm.
Very high ranking, obviously.
Yes. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
What's above DI?
Ooh, I should know that. That's,
yeah, I should know too.
I'm showing my Yankiness there. I don't. Someone else would definitely know. Yes, above. With a 12. Yeah, I mean it works.
Captain or something.
It works. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say that even you would realize saying that you're above.
This 12
that
was my int pool now. I don't need to roll. So.
Oh.
This is spin identity is guaranteed because I'm spending int.
Got it. Okay. Yes. So let's do a roll again, similar, just to see if it's a 1 or a 20. Yeah. And then we'll see.
It's a 19.
The spin identity. Yes. Now, Chester, even you, standing right next to him, are pretty damn surprised that what's just come out of Chester's mouth has been bought hook, line, and sinker by Vic and this other officer there. So you realize it's worked. And yes, sorry, what is your name, sir?
My name is Vic. Vic. You need to watch me. Forget him. You never saw him.
Hey, you asked me to be here, Chester.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a lot to talk about.
Damn it! You want to blow this whole thing?
At this point, Vic and the other officer are seeing what's happening. They're incredibly confused. Here's somebody who shouldn't be there. Then there's somebody who's introduced and they believe is your superior. Now they see you talking to your superior that way, and your superior looking back. Things are just crazy town right now. And this is the moment when you hear the sirens. And you hear them in the back, and no more conversation is done. Vic and the other officer turn off all communication, and they are gone. They are just there. They turn tail, quite literally in Vic's case, and he runs as fast as he can towards cruiser. They both jump in and they peel out. Sirens are coming.
Okay. Damn it. Okay.
Yes.
Hey.
Now you guys. Sorry, real quick. Inside, because we'll do the what's happening inside. You guys, hiding or not, can see more or less what's just happened. There's been a confusion. It looks like there's this very strange interaction that just happened outside. Then you see cops run towards their cruiser and peel off. So you guys have seen that. You guys are at least that prepared of like shit's going down. So now back out front. Let's see. Actually, let's have. You know what? As they're driving away, Vic and the other officer, but Vic looks out the window at the two of you guys, and he does this. And you guys are
what an asshole.
Yeah, not this. This. Sorry, I should say, yeah. Not the 2-finger salute.
Oh.
Not even, maybe it's a peace sign, maybe not, but the fact
Would I know what the hell that is?
No. Well, other than the fact that he's trying to do the number 22. But that doesn't ring a major bell for you yet. But he specifically, to both of you, because again, he figures that you're the superior as well, Oedipus, 22. And the sirens are coming. Let's do one basic. Actually, let's have Rob, you do it as well. Both Jack and Rob, you guys roll. Just based, this could be rough. A regular intellect roll there.
I got a 1.
Awesome. Perfect.
Thank you, Michael, for making the one color red. It's like you roll a 1, and then the computer just comes and slaps you across the face.
The insult to injury.
Yeah.
And Rob, what'd you roll? Oh,
I'm
shoot.
gonna spend 2 points of intellect. In my
Okay.
head.
Oh, can I actually? I don't know what this is. I'm going to spend XP to re-roll that. Like I do not.
Oh, I think a 1 is too delicious to re-roll, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12.
A 12? Okay,
Yeah.
that also doesn't. Okay, you don't know what's going on, Oedipus, but maybe it's because you're not a cop. Now you,
I'm totally a cop.
Chester, are, yes, you are convinced. I got it. I know exactly what he's talking about. Manchester PD station number 22, which is actually one of the things that they, that's also that's on the edge of Bottletown, but that's on the North Gort side. And you guys are aware of number 22. Now, you have your own personal connections, perhaps, to that, but so you're in your head. He told you station 22 and took off. So in your mind, you've got it. As a player, holy shit, you're in trouble. But as the character, you're certain.
That's gonna happen.
What,
right.
I don't know what I'm certain of. So what does that mean?
You figure either meet me at or something with Manchester PD Station 22, which is on the border of North Gort and Bottletown. It's maybe a mile and a half from here at the most, not even, maybe a mile. Yeah. Anyway, so you're certain on that. Now, we're going to go for, you have 3 rounds to get the hell out of here before the PD show up, to get safe.
Hey, Mr. Minimum Wage, is there a back door?
Yeah, but as you turn around to say that, you realize he's gone. Oh, he's gone, Daddy, gone. He probably left the minute he saw those cops run. So you do also hear kind of a squeaking sound of a door in the background that he's probably gone around the counter and back. So yes, there is a back door. He's not going to tell you, but there's a back door. So round 1 for fun. Everybody, including, I'm guessing you guys are all together in one. You're still outside, but you're close. How do you guys want to do
We
this?
were at the door, so the guys, I told them to hide. I don't know where they hid, but
They're still in
we're
the same
we're
room in the back.
Blimpies, but
Yeah,
we're not out.
probably
We're
like
like,
if-
yeah, I was at the door. So
Sorry, Mike?
Yeah, if you guys went outside, then I wasn't gonna hide in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there was like a little hallway that kind of goes back to the bathroom,
Right,
like that's where like we
exactly.
get into the kitchen or something, we'd go back into the hallway, but not,
Okay.
hang out in the bathroom unless we were forced to.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are all in the same spot. Again, mechanically speaking, you guys have nice 3 rounds, so it's getting closer and closer. What the first one is to tell me what your plan of, actually, Blix, you who've been watching everything and obviously know percentages and probabilities, please roll for me an intellect, just a basic intellect roll to see if you can make this go down to 2 rounds. Sorry, make it go up to 4 rounds to get out of there, or you mess up and bring it down to just 2 rounds to get out of there. So you're.
Is this something I should be spending a level of effort on? Or can I spend
Honestly,
a level of effort on it?
You can, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will spend a level of effort on it, which, based on my edge, doesn't end up coming out of my pools. So.
That's good. Yeah. That's the advantage
Alright.
of tier 3.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Do it.
9.
Nope. Okay. You're looking around. There's just too many possibilities. Like, it's exciting. You love it as a mathematician, but just too many possibilities.
There's the kitchen. There's the back. There's a front door.
Right.
Oh, all
right.
this rickety like drop-in ceiling tiles. You could just go straight up to it. This is
Right. Perfect.
The
And as
options
he's
are
doing this,
endless, guys. Yeah.
and I don't know if you guys are all heading to the back door. You're
I'm
probably your best bet.
I'm telling everyone to head to the back door. I'm going to wait till
Perfect.
they pass me. I'm going to go. I want to be at the back.
Perfect. So as you guys are running towards the back door, that's when you literally bump into Blix, who's trying to look around and everything. That's hence the 1 round less. So you're bumping in. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He thinks he has a plan. He's not sure. It's a little bit of Keystone Cops.
Before I run away from the door, as people get past me, I'm gonna jam one of the chairs under the door handle to like block them from getting in.
It opens out, unfortunately.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna slide a table in front of it instead.
Oh, if you go, oh, I see.
I want to make
Yes,
it hard
yes,
for them to get in
yes,
to slow
yes,
them down.
The table totally works. Absolutely. So yes, you do that. You slide it over. Okay, now
And I'll use muscles of iron so I don't have to slow down to do it. I'll just like throw it over there.
Okay, it works. Okay, the sirens are getting closer and closer. Now that was one round there. That the bit of a mix-up. Now, there's a direct shot out the back door and into the northeastern part of Bottletown, which is towards North Gort anyway, and it's open. So now everybody do a running or a physical, not running. Oh, yeah, but some type of whatever you feel is best, whether it's some type of athletic, like jumping over something or whatever physically gets you out of there. And works best. Roll for it. Now, Jack, remember you're at 1 extra asset from here on out when it comes
Yeah,
to moving
everything's
quickly.
slightly more difficult.
Just when it comes to running and walking, everything else is fine.
So can I use now? Okay. Well, I was gonna say, like, I technically, so I've got control of the field, which I can move. I can immediately move to a target, so long as it's in range.
Yeah, only thing you can just hear them now. There's no specific target unless you wait.
Okay. No, not waiting. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just.
smart.
Do I have anything I can use? No, I have.
Wait until the fastest person gets really far and then move to them.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think
Only
he's
we knew who the fastest person was.
I'm going to spend effort from my speed pool to drop a level, and I got a 19.
Okay. So not only the minor effect there is going to be the fact that
I learned something unexpected but useful.
There it is. You learned how to, when stuff really counts, if you're lucky and you're feeling good, hobble the quickest to get out there. So you're at fairly normal speed at this particular burst of energy. Okay, so that's you. Who else? And what are you using?
Blix is going to engage his action processor.
Okay.
So you get like a quick little loading bar on the side of his head, and then all of a sudden he is trained in running.
Okay,
and then
of
he is
course
just going to haul ass out the back door for the deliveries.
Perfect. Okay. Roll for that.
He might spend an XP to haul ass to the back door for deliveries. Because that was a 4. Let's try that again. You said 14.
Okay, that counts. You make it. So yes, you also are able to figure out your bearings, get back into the swing of things, and get going. So you're making it to the back door.
Cool.
Yes. Let's see. Oedipus and Smoke. What are you guys? You guys gonna make it to the door? Let's see.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
I was just gonna say ladies first. Fine. I'm going to jump on a table and try to jump from table to table in the most appealing looking action hero sense.
Oh my god.
To try to pretend that this is actually efficient.
Good. No, it is probably.
My image is everything. So
pretty much.
So I will roll for that.
9 or above. 9 or above.
Is the idiotic idea an acid?
After the game when we're all laughing about it, yes.
Oh dear. I just rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
Reroll.
We'll no, not on a 1 on this particular one again, just because stuff is happening so fast. But okay, so before we figure out exactly what's happening there, Smoke, what do you do? And you actually see Oedipus jump up and start to do his thing, and you realize, oh my god, he's going to eat shit. Oh, he's about ready to go. But you have a straight shot as well. So what is your action there?
Well, now that he's not already out, I can't really do my action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna like grab him by the scruff and I still have for the next 10 minutes.
Muscles. Yep.
I still have like this extra strength, so this should just be like nothing to me.
Absolutely. With muscles of iron, no
and
problem.
I'm just gonna grab him by the scruff of the neck, like because he's a dog.
And
That
won't hurt him.
Part dog.
Just
Robo dog, and I'm just gonna like carry him with me, and with my extra hand, I'm just gonna be like wet, like just leaving a trail of destruction in my wake, so that it's like incredibly hard to follow us.
Beautiful. Okay, roll for that as the sirens are getting closer and closer and closer.
So this is gonna be might because I'm
Yes, you're doing it, picking up and over.
Doing this stuff.
And this is drops it down. Okay, so you roll for that. 9 or above, 9 or above.
No, I didn't actually roll the die. I just updated the stream. I got a 7, but I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, you can re-roll. It's not a 1.
That's not a 1.
Yeah. Oh, this has to do. Oh, Oedipus.
Oh, now I got a 2.
You can re-roll again if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do it. One more. 16.
Yay, good. Oh, lucky. Oh, crap. Okay, with that, all of you guys, including including Oedipus, who again got picked up, and again, only your pride is hurt. It doesn't hurt you. But you guys all make it to the door. Now, you can hear in the front of the restaurant, behind you, tires screeching, pulling up. You can hear that, that signature sound of the buzzing drones, the big drones that are shadow boxes and such. So this is a big raid here. Now, the very last roll that each of you guys are going to be doing is to get from that door out into some ginnel, some way to get out of here. This is going to be a single roll. Believe it or not, I have it here as a luck roll. And even though that doesn't really happen, sometimes it can. No adding effort, none of that. This is just to see, because they should be getting you right now. So everybody just rolls a d20. I have it set for a demanding, so 9 or above. No re-rolls. So just everybody, and this is out of 4. So we'll count, you know what I'm saying? So if there's 3 successes, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
I got a 6.
6. Okay, there's 1.
Oh,
9.
no.
Okay, so that's +1 and -1. Okay, so that's a wash.
I got a 16.
Okay. Okay. So now it's just up to Rob. If you roll, no re-rolls.
Rob got a 9.
Oh.
Yeah, I just hit a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Excellent. Okay. Whew. Okay. Just so you guys know, I scratch off the MPD paddy wagon right here. And with a 20 and everything, you guys, as if it's in slow motion with classical music behind you. It's that epic where you're just running, this. Of course, Oedipus, you're kind of you're still being carried by the scruff of your neck like this, but she sets you down at the perfect moment. Your feet hit the ground running. You guys are going through. Take a right on this ginnel, left on this ginnel, underneath a giant mountain of broken glass that had this little tunnel area, which you find is a ladder down that goes over, up, and into another ginnel. And suddenly, you're back in North Gort on the edge of Bottletown. The cops did not get you, and the people that are facing in front of you now are 4 boomers who are looking like they are more than excited to see you guys. So we'll end it there for right now, just for our break. But yes, you guys are in safe town, a safe area, back in North Gort. There's 4 other boomers just there ready to back you guys up, but you don't need it. That's where you guys are at. And we'll take, say, a 10-minute a break there.
Then one of them is not Clem, is it?
Okay, Clem Fang Dingo, yes, is definitely one of them, of course.
Okay, so we have 3
He
guys.
says, "Oh, so good to see you. Oh, oh my God." So like Mr. Bill or something. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of, "Whoa, no." He's really excited. So
Two guys that can help us and one Clem.
yes.
Back in 10.
Nice. See you guys in 10. All right, cool.
Bye.
Clem Fandango.
Listen up, Kittlings. The Vurt wants you. The only way out is to finish the game. Be careful. Be very, very careful.
Next match sets home rivals Man City against United. Blue versus red. Blue is most visceral. This Friday. Buy your ticket with us today.
Ta-da.
Mhm.
Hi.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. We're gonna jump straight back into the action here. When we left the boomers, they had gotten out of a pretty ugly situation in Bottletown. They managed to outrun and hide from the cops that had shown up, and now they are back in their home turf, where the boomers. The North Gort boomers are based, of course, and they have been met by Clem Fangdingo and 3 other boomers that again just met up with you guys. The first thing you notice, everybody, is that these 4 boomers, they're happy to see you. That was the first thing you notice. So the second thing you now notice is that surface thoughts or not, something went wrong. They're very nervous. They're trying to figure out what's going on. You could tell they're confused, and they're looking behind you, waiting for somebody else to come back. And said, "Where is he? Where is he?
Where's who?
He went after you guys. We told him not to, but he went after you guys.
Stop playing pronoun game. He who?
Our boss, Rambo, Brett
Oh.
Rambo.
No.
He went after you guys. We told him not to. We were supposed to go with him. He left early. He said there was something wrong, and that you guys were in Bottletown, and he left by himself. Where is he? You guys must have passed him on your way in here.
We took the
We didn't pass anyone.
route on the way back because the cops were after us.
Oh, yeah. At this point, Clem Fangdingo, who you guys have met before and is a useless prat, basically, he starts wailing, whining, "Oh no, Brent Rambo!"
I'm gonna pop my PDF and try to call Rambo.
Okay.
I'm gonna slap Clem in the face once.
He lets you do it. In fact, he kind of shakes out of it a little bit, and then his little
Get yourself
gunshot.
together, man.
Yeah, you just Clem. Oh. The PDF call rings and rings and rings. You're waiting. Nothing.
Guys, he's not picking up.
Can you leave him a Vurt meal?
You can try. Yeah, that comes at tier 4. Yes. So they're absolutely, beyond nervous, and they're looking to you guys for guidance. They say, we got to go in. We got to go after him. Let's go.
We need to go back to headquarters and regroup. And reload.
It's the last goddamn thing we need to do.
Did you get him out before they get him into the...
How do you know he's even gotten? He's Brent fucking Rambo.
Yeah, by himself in Bottletown with how many shadow cops that we just ran from? You really want to leave him out there alone?
No, we need a distraction. I look for some buildings to blow up.
Yeah. Isn't that what you always do anyway? Yeah.
Well, Blix just notices she's looking. He's like, aim for the bottom of that one.
That one looks like it might fall down.
So I want to use an asset here. So I am well connected. Do I know? So first, I just want to see if he's been. I need to figure out someone I can call that would tell me whether or not the cops have picked up Brett Rambo yet before we go back into Bottletown.
Gotcha. You can. The only person who's kind of plugged in where you don't go direct is your buddy Vic Brutus.
Didn't I just see Vic Brutus? Didn't he just run for me and give me a 22?
Yeah, pretty much. He's the one that's in. He's probably the only one you may trust at this point to be able to do that without drawing attention to you.
All right, I'll do it.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Then Vic, of course, he picks up, the other line, and he says, "Not now. He says 22.
I don't know what that means, Vic.
He disconnects. And if you keep ringing again, there's no pickup. He believes that he's given you all the information that you need, and again, that just reiterates, false or not, your absolute certainty that
one of these
about 22.
Which one of these 4 boomer sub-lieutenants is the most capable?
As pathetic as this is going to sound,
Oh no, it's not Clem.
Yeah, you got a bunch of half-wits and nincompoops in the lowest levels of the boomers.
We have to
No
improve our
wonder we
recruiting
grow so
program.
fast.
Yeah, and then exactly. There's a reason you guys are where you're at. And now, actually, at this point, with Brett Rambo gone, you four are the head of the boomers. You guys make all decisions. There's no specific split because there's no direct leader, but you guys are next in line. Now that Dougie Arkanoid is long gone, we know for sure that you guys got rid of some of the other sub lieutenants. Yeah. So that one did, yes. So again,
Chester's going to reach out and grab Clem by the scruff here. Just pull him as close as I can. You're going to go watch. You're going to go over to the MPD station, a couple blocks away, and you're going to call me if you see Rambo or anything odd happening. Does this make any sense, you dim-witted, dunderheaded, useless pile of fur?
The wet spot around your feet right now tells you, yes, you've made an impact. He does understand, and he's wet his trackies. So he skimpers off of the yipe, 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 yipe in the direction of Manchester PD Station 22. And yes, he is on point there. The other three now, without their lead idiot, at this point are just like looking around like this. You have a dog man, you have a robo man, you have somebody that looks like they're pure human. Maybe not. It could be part dog. Again, they're wearing trackies. The trackies are new. Don't even have dirt on the elbows. That's how green these cats are. So you have three.
Good. We have red shirts. We can throw into the problem.
Red shirts. Yeah, aren't you guys all red shirts in some way?
So
we're not red shirts. We're red jackets.
I'm going to activate simple communication and get a link going between the four boomers.
Okay.
So we're not talking this out in front.
Okay.
And just point out, guys, we got three useless fur piles. We got three useless idiots, and we got a leader outside in Bottletown.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him leave the building.
This is true. This is true. He's never left the building.
So why would he leave now? Who would have told him? I feel like
why the hell's MPD stalking around Bottletown?
Because you punched your buddy.
Buddy or not, MPD's not going into Bottletown. Not in force and not like that.
This is truth. Red flags are, for sure, MPD in Bottletown, especially active duty. Also, the idea that Brent Rambo does not leave HQ. As long as you've known him, he's always either been in that back room or, maybe in the main room. But, there is a reason that these four boomers were so freaked out.
Whatever, we got to go to that 22 precinct to find out, like you said.
I said Clem. I'm not going to send a bunch of us over there.
Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, taking a look at the situation, because I've done the math, right? I'm on it. I know what's going on. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves with any kind of crazy plans that are going to go off the rails, I think we all need to take a second, take a deep breath, and remember, we've got the div getter.
Yes.
Smoke is looking at him like he's crazy until that last line, and then she's like,
Nice.
As much as I like a good distraction, I don't think we need any distractions right now.
I love the fact that the two hardest featherheads are just like, nah, now's a good time.
What?
Now's a great time.
So let me ask. So, question about Bottletown. I know the nature of the streets. What are the chances Oedipus would actually be able to drive inside Bottletown, given his skill?
Without special tires or nothing. Yeah.
I have an idea, but I really thought we were going to go to that 2022 thing place.
Still can.
Yeah, he sent Fandingo.
Yeah, he's going to get arrested.
Better him than us.
Well,
it's not like he's going to know anything useful. Oh, no.
I thought he was going to meet, what's his face? Your Vic there.
No one's meeting anyone there. As far as I know.
Why did he signal us to meet him there?
I don't think he was signaling us to meet him there. I don't know what's going on at the MPD station. 22, that's the precinct number, but it seems risky to send all of us over there on a hunch.
Well, I don't think he's going to talk to Clem because Clem.
All right, I'm going in
Clem
to
doesn't need to
save
talk to
Rambo
anyone.
before
We're
it's too
asking
late.
Clem to see if there's anything going on over there.
Okay.
I didn't send
I'm
a
just
detective. I
Smoke
sent
just
someone
turns
to
around and goes in.
I love it. This
Are
is
we,
so
Turns
are
around
we
and
game.
goes
not
into the
going
wall.
to the, are we not going to the MPD? Because otherwise, I'm going to do something next.
Like I am, Chester is like
No.
fuming mad at the idea that anyone's going over to the 22 precinct. Like that is a terrible idea.
Blix is going to be
We are wanted
standing back.
criminals.
Felix, can I make a use my make a call ability for my fun and little tier 3 abilities?
Sure.
I would like
Sorry,
to-
Mike, you said something real quick. Was it, did it have to do with that? Or?
Well, Blix is going to be standing in the corner, and I'm going to fire up a simulation again.
Okay.
Okay. What do I know about the second precinct, 22nd precinct, to try to see what's going on there?
Okay, so we'll resolve that in a second. Okay, sorry. And so Rob.
I might wait for him to do that first.
Okay. Anybody else? You see Blix doing his little thing that has actually worked out in your favor once or twice at this point.
Right.
What do you guys?
I'm just walking back into Bottletown. I'm like, screw this. We gotta go get Rambo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We should at least wait for the nerd to tell us it's okay.
It's not okay. That's the point.
Plus, I've got a cunning plan, so hold up for 2 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so the simulation. Sorry. Again, was that activation cost?
Yeah. I spend points out of int to activate the process.
Perfect. Okay. Still do a roll just for 1s or 20s, just to see exactly. It'll still be helpful, but just see how much.
18.
Excellent. Okay. So as the nerd there is going through all the numbers, you see a little smirk in that, horrifically, the uncanny valley smile there of his. Blix, you figured out if Brent has gone in there and he's going to find you guys, obviously he knew where he was going to look. He knew you guys were specifically in Bottletown, and supposedly where to go, because he said he was going to find you. And that means that if he feels confident leaving HQ and walking through Bottletown, it's already been set up. This is a plan that has already been set up, and this is something set up before even you guys were in the area. So his walk through Bottletown to somewhere has something to do with you guys, but not 100%. That's kind of where your simulation, that's about as far as you can take it, because now there's missing data that doesn't jive.
Right.
So
I will relay that information to whoever is still close enough to be in earshot here.
Everybody's still, again, itching to go, but everybody's in the same area.
The probabilities of him leaving the actual warehouse without knowing that we were going somewhere first, that's yeah.
Oh, you know what? Check this out. Part of the simulation, let's just say this because you had a successful one and it's similar. You also put into the formula this Manchester PD station number 22. That doesn't make sense. That data, it does not belong in this equation. You don't know why or something, but you tried to put that in, and while you're not going to go down that particular mental pathway right now, that bit of information sticks out as totally not part of the equation. Let's put it that way. So
totally different town.
Yeah. So that's fizzling through your circuits there. So now next we have I know now that you guys have that info, what's happening?
So I'd like to use making a call to contact my old friend Ellie Mae. She's a Yankee.
Okay. Oh no.
She has a garage on the edge of Burgertown that I'm pretty sure has a giant Bigfoot truck with impervious tires that can drive in Bottletown.
Yeah, she does. At tier 3, at the head of a gang with that much resources and shit, I'm not going to say no. That's Ellie Mae.
Yeah.
let's do it. make that call, Ellie Mae. Okay. Yes. Now, where is this located?
Just near the edge of Bottletown. Like she's just barely in there.
Okay. Okay.
She has a garage and she rents it out.
Okay. Let's say between 5 and 10 minutes walk, maybe. I mean, she's close. If you're already on the edge of Bottletown, do you mean this edge of Bottletown, or right? Not the other side, not the Rushholm side.
The
Okay.
good side. The
Got
side we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Although you guys have been making moves in Rushholm, but that's okay. So
I tell everybody, I got a car. We're gonna go into Bottletown in a freaking Bigfoot truck.
yeah,
And we're gonna get Brent
Fine.
back.
Okay, I'm gonna
As long as
stare
we
down
got
the three idiots. The three of you back to HQ and don't leave it until we tell you other. Keep your feathers on you.
nice.
I ignore Chester and I'm start walking in that direction.
smokes
Nice.
like feathers.
I think he was talking to the three
Oh, yeah.
underlings, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
The three idiots. I don't call you guys idiots.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's
It's
fair.
not to your face.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of look, yes, no, and okay, and they go back and keep looking around. They don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're gonna follow these orders. This is a leaderless gang right now. Yes, Ellie Mae picks up the phone or picks up the PDF call, and she says, anytime you want. So it's ready for you if you guys want to go there.
All right, we're on our way. Yeehaw.
Perfect. Now, did you have to activate that?
Yeah, it's a once per session. No activation cost, but once per session.
Okay. And is that a tier 3 speaker thing?
Yes.
Excellent.
Actually,
that's cool.
it's a human special ability.
Okay.
Usually.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, sure.
Nice.
The connections. Okay, good. Yes. So yes, that works. And yes, you have a monster truck. Can I guess? Let's say that when you get there, it's not red or anything, but there is a skull painted on the top, on the hood.
Obviously.
Just
And it
happens to be.
somehow acquires 3 stripes.
Well, I'll let you do that. But yes,
Remove that after we're done.
nice.
Does it have like a cowboy hat sitting on the driver's seat that she's like, you have to wear this to drive it?
That's what Ellie Mae says. And so you now have a cowboy hat on, and you're behind the wheel. By the way, it's a left-hand driver's side. So this is total Yankee style. This is going to be kind of weird for you, but you'll be okay. Just to throw that little fun bit in. And there is more than enough room on the top for you to smoke, or there is a back. You're open to the air now. I know you're not
Oh,
a big fan
I'm
of
totally riding on the top.
Chester's in the back, and he's begrudgingly in the back.
because your foot now, you can't keep up if they go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And Blix, you just jump in,
Shotgun. Yeah.
do it. Okay.
He calls it before anybody else gets the opportunity to anyway, right?
Yes, because you've
Yeah.
already gone through the.
Yes. Shotgun.
Yes, of course. Okay, so in the monster truck that you guys now have with wheels that are, have the right plating or there's several. Even with those wheels and Bottletown and everything, that this isn't a forever thing without changing your tires, but you should be able to go more or less around without worrying about having a blowout. But still, Bottletown again is full of these, giant piles of broken glass that are just about ready to tip at any moment. Sometimes you're going through, buildings that are so full of glass and everything. So you can still drive it, but it's still pretty difficult terrain to drive. So you'll take that into account. Now, so where to?
That's what. Is there significant blurb fly activity in Bottletown?
Nope, there really isn't. Much less than the others, just because there's fewer people that can really afford them in that area.
Did Blix's simulation give us any key locations in Bottletown that might be relevant?
That's the problem. It only took him mentally about half, up to the point where you realize he was going through. Now you can follow the path actually with you and shotgun, you know exactly which path. So you can continue following the path knowing that you're on the right direction. You just don't know where it's going to lead.
We can follow the path to a point, but this 20-second precinct thing is like throwing all the rest of the map
Mhm.
out of whack here. I don't understand why it's.
Hmm.
I
Now.
don't know if Chester's telling us the truth about this.
Of course. Okay, so now driving to get there, you're gonna do. We have two here. You're gonna do two driving tests. The first, I guess, entrance in, making sure you got the right spot and getting on the right path is going to be one test, and then the drive after that will be another. So start with the first one, a driving test.
Okay. So let's see.
And am I able to help with that? With the
Uh,
simulation, or is that
not
second?
with the test itself, but to find out where it is. Yes, this is just to or to physically guide it.
Just
Sorry,
trying to see
Sharp.
if there's something I can do to get.
Shard, you say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I usually help them with the navigation rolls, but this is more of a driving roll than a navigation
Yeah,
roll.
this is
Okay.
actually the driving itself. Yeah.
Okay. So then just my special ability driver
Mm-hmm.
asset, and then
Mhm.
I'm just gonna roll.
Okay, so 15. No, down one. You brought it down one, correct?
Yes.
So 12 or above. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. 11.
You wanna? Do you have any XP left?
I have XP. I'll give him some.
That's totally doable.
Okay,
Okay.
reroll.
Hit that
7.
12. Anybody else wanna? It's okay. This is Bottle Town. When you think about it,
Yeah,
this
Blix is like, no, you need to take it out of reverse first. You're on the other side of the car. Everything's in the right spot, but you're gonna don't
Yeah.
grind the gears.
I'm just gonna give it
I'll spend an XP there. Yeah.
glaring.
Got it.
Glaring right now.
Say what?
I'm glaring. I'm like.
Yes, exactly. I know what's doing. Okay, roll again.
I'm gonna spend XP.
Oh, he did. He did for you.
I did for you. Yeah.
All right, this should be it.
Yep, it is.
It's a 5.
Okay.
You want me to roll a real die for you?
Okay. So, yeah, with the driver. Okay. So again, maybe it's because this is on the left-hand side to the right-hand side, or something. But you are driving to the point where you're feeling good about it, and then you get into, it's still kind of rainy. There's you're in a mud patch, but it's mud filled with 10 million broken tiny shards of glass, ground in and everything, but it's just muddy. So your wheels in the back actually are spinning. There's that much, sunken in water and sewage and other stuff. Bottle Town's not nice, but it's incredibly also dangerous mud. So take that into account. But you are now stuck with the wheels spinning. Okay.
Yeah, it's dangerous mud, especially considering we have people in the back of the car.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the first driving test. And that's where
can I get out and use my muscles of iron to like lift the car out of this hole?
Lift, no. Finding perhaps
like
some
push
leverage or using like a post or trying to find something to do. Yes, you can't get close enough to it in the mud without. Also remember, once that thing starts spraying mud, it's not just mud. It's
shards of glass.
It's just. It's
all right. Well, I'm
lethal.
gonna stand on the bumper, and I'm gonna find like a broken lamp post. And if there's not one, then I will create one.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So
I'm gonna use it as a lever, just jam it underneath and. So I'm like standing on the bumper, using it as a lever against it, so that anything that sprays up will be below me and away from me.
Yep, and that works. So okay, go for that roll. It's just a might roll. You don't have the muscles of steel anymore, or you'd have to activate.
I'm gonna reactivate it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I've got an edge, and it's 2 might, so it's 1 might for me.
Dang. Okay, great. Challenging 15. Okay. And you brought it down 2 steps, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 9 or above. Whew. Wow. Okay.
Let's see. I got a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not
yeah.
doing good here.
Yeah.
So Blitz can lean out of the shotgun side.
yeah.
There's some reinforcement under this side because there's like some underwater, like that's where the sewer pipes are. So this part is going to be stronger if you want to stand there and try again.
Smoke
So
size.
I've only got one more
But
XP
she
left
knows
after
that
this.
Blix is good at this, so she's gonna try again in
perfect.
the
So
right place. She's
the
like, right here, right here.
yep. Let's see if that XP made it work.
13.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Yes, you managed to have it pop, back in again. This mud spraying everywhere, and you guys get back onto at least stable road. Now, that
I'm
was
just gonna keep my lamppost in case I need it.
perfect.
Just like
Yeah.
hold on to it.
Right. Yeah, it's small enough that it isn't too cartoony, but yeah, that's pretty badass. It's equivalent of a joust. Okay, now second driving roll here. And now what's happening is the rain has really started here. So this mud is only going to get worse unless you get out of this particular couple blocks very, very quickly. So that's part of this next driving roll.
Is it driving roll still?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, specifically handling the car or the monster truck with reinforced wheels. Shit.
I'm glad we got some XP earlier because this is painful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just gonna use driver special ability. So take it down 1.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
Excellent. Okay. Yes. You make it just to the edge of this horrible, the part where the mud is at its worst. You get right to the edge, and you're at basically a what looks like a dead end, at least for your truck. You can walk through it, perhaps. They're talking pathways, quite literally, maybe a meter across at the most, 2 feet, maybe between 2 and 3 feet or so. So that's your dead end with the car, but you've made it there. Now, here is the point where your simulation, Blix, this is where it stopped. You know that he kept going forward through this tunnel of 6-7 stories on each side, jagged glass. It looks like it's about ready to fall in at any second, and the ground is covered in glass. Any walking, of course, you guys do, is going to be very slow and pretty lethal and require rolls and things like that, but that's where you're at. Yes, so passing those driving rolls gets you to now the foot trail. And yes.
Just made up vehicle. Does it have an onboard computer? Like most cars.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to use my access onboard ability, which will cost 3 more points of int. So this is getting painful.
Wow.
To talk to the onboard computer, access all prior data where the vehicle has been, as well as optimizing navigation system, adding +1 to all navigation rolls.
Okay. Yes.
I'll take
That
what I
sounds.
get.
So yes. So you feel at least if the car knows or the onboard computer realizes that if it were able to go forward, there'd be a certain number of turns, this and that. So more or less what's ahead of you, although you can only foot walk it.
I'd like to combine that with with Smoke's amazing ability as a on the roof navigator.
Yes. Excellent.
And my driving skill. So I will, with all that in mind, I will attempt to navigate.
You're going to drive through. Okay. So you're figuring.
Wait. If he's gonna drive in the glass shards, I'm gonna first pick up like a road sign and hold it over myself.
Wise.
Like kind of bend it like a shield.
Okay.
Okay, now we can go.
Good. Perfect.
Blix rolls his window up.
Yeah. Windows up. Chester, you might want to get down.
Chester just he just slides back into the bed of the truck until the edges of it are he's complete. He's basically laying down and smoking at this point. Like he's
nice. All right. So do that roll for me, a driving roll, and then again with those different things. This is just to see. I mean, you're going for it, so let's just
Do
see
it.
if that.
Oh, a 9.
Okay, the 9 works. But it's demanding, right? Yes. Task 3. Yes, demanding 9. Yes, but you tell me you tell me what happens when you're about a block into this little thing that stops the car. What happens?
I think I drive like an excellent driver and nothing bad happens at all.
But in reality, what happens? Yes.
I'm guessing I look like I'm an excellent driver, but the entire mirror gets pulled off by hitting a wall.
That's it. And it comes down, and now this monster truck actually is pretty locked in. You can't go any farther forward. It's going to be pretty difficult, but you can back it out the way it is, more or less. It's going to take quite a while, but there's certainly you'll lose any forward momentum as far as chasing after anybody.
So before he tries to back us out of what he's got us stuck into,
Yeah.
Blix is just gonna be like, pile here in that direction. It's like, is there a chance that like if he tries to floor it to back us out of here, that triggers like the glass avalanche on top of us?
Well, you guys know Bottletown in that sense. You guys have already, pulled out the right piece at the right time before. So you felt that.
I'm tempted to take one
That's
step.
why I have this shield.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw the signs.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, that was bad.
And then at that point on the radio comes in Ace of Bones. Actually from Vurt, Ace of Bones, yeah, instead of Ace of Base. Truly. So you, as you say that, the song comes in, and everybody but Chester probably laughs. All right, he's too busy smoking, looking like a badass.
I hate this song so much.
Could I try one more attempt at going forward at like a high challenge level, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Always.
Okay, guys, I've got a plan here. We're gonna take one more stab at it. If this fails, the car's probably stuck here.
Hey, are you sure you're not using Baby Driver anymore?
It feels like it.
Do I still have my little cigarette case of Baby Driver?
Well, no, because you guys that would have also been a cipher. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm not carrying smoke. I'm not carrying. We talked about this.
Nice.
The only lucid blue feathers I'm doing are cooking feathers for now.
But you never make us anything.
I'm gonna master this souffle. I've told you, souffle.
I mean, I don't want to encourage drug use, but I kind of want to encourage drug use.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, I mean, to quote Dustin Hoffman in the amazing movie from the previous century, Mrs. Robinson.
There it is.
Excellent driver. Excellent.
Nice. Driver. Yes, only Oedipus would flip those references. I love it. It's beautiful. Okay.
Flips the references and gets the name of the movie wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's make this formidable task. Again, you've been depleting your pools, but you can
actually everybody else has been depleting their pool.
Well, okay.
In that case, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I gave that away.
Yeah.
I could try taking a leaf from these plants that I've got in this bag. See if that helps my driving.
Nope.
Sure.
I don't think that's going to help the driving. Yeah.
That sounds hilarious. You should do it.
Like, do you have any idea what they are anyway?
I don't know. I'll try them if you don't want to.
Well, we weren't supposed to touch him. So maybe this is a bad idea.
Trying them and touching them are two different things.
No, that's exactly the same.
I'll go out on a limb and say this is definitely a bad idea.
Okay. I'm going to for once listen to Blix.
There it is.
I'm just going to...
a wise move, by the way. Oh, that would have been so bad.
So it's a navigation roll? Or
there's actually the handling, the driving roll. It's formidable.
I'm a driver. I'm an excellent driver.
Okay.
My only
Um,
only thing I can pull in.
So you knock it down one.
I
Very
mean,
good.
I still have muscles of iron, so
This
can
is
I
literally
push?
just. This is
Can I?
just
No,
his
but can I
handle.
use the thing to push behind us to get away from the wall to help him out?
Uh, you can be prepared that if a wall falls, yes.
Yeah.
To help with the driving roll, no, but to be prepared in case something like that happens, you'll have an yes. So you're prepared as best I can do.
All right.
Okay, so
we go.
it drops it down how much? A 1?
Just a 1, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can you can use effort if you want. You don't have to. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I'm spending effort. Is that int or might?
This would be speed actually.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
didn't touch that.
Oh, okay.
I have an edge in that, so that's 3.
Yeah. This is the fine motor, the decks and that kind of stuff rolled in.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
I think the stripes
I
should
roll a
give you an
12.
asset.
15?
12.
Wait, did you? Oh, sorry. You dropped it. How many? Wait, because it was formidable. 21. You dropped it down to asset by 1. How much effort you use? 1 effort.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I
So.
can spend more because I'm higher tier, right?
Mhm.
I'm spending more.
I would say yes. Normally you wouldn't just do 1 effort. That seems kind of crazy, but
Yeah,
I'm guessing you did too.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I roll a 12.
Oh, yes. Okay. So 21, 18, 15, 12. That's it. So you brought it from formidable to intimidating to challenging to difficult, and you hit it on exactly the 12. So
Oh yeah, you did.
so as you guys you race through. I mean, this is like in like those rides, where things are falling behind you. It's almost like a roller coaster at one point. You're bouncing, they have the big tires going left and right. There's rain. You can't see anything, but you're that driver. So you got your driving gloves on, you're going, and you're crashing through, pile after pile of broken glass. It's flying everywhere. You can hear people screaming and trying to get out of the way. And then you get through into kind of a larger square area where at least there's it's not these fine small walls, and you break through the other side, and it skids perfectly, and you end up skidding right into a parking space, as if you're drifting right into it with glass flying everywhere against 2 cars that haven't driven anywhere in 30 years because of their tires. And there you are, perfect. And a little bell goes off at the end of the song, and you're perfect. You're right where you should be. Now, I didn't expect you guys to get all the way through that in a car or a truck, but you are now here in the square. In the square, before you guys, yes, you got there in one piece. That's the first thing you're looking at. And now it's very evident that in the center of the square, where there used to be a little roundabout, again, there's glass everywhere, is red trackies. It's a body. It's face down. You see the 3 stripes. You realize it's actually about the same size as Brent Rambo from this point. And at this point, he's face down. You guys are getting out, of the truck. At this point, the lights flash from above, and you have 20 shadow cops coming in from above. 20, all sides, every single possible way out. Even Blix is trying to go through the math and realizes 0% chance of you sneaking out of here or not being seen. They drop in like this. They're surrounded, and you hear from the loudspeakers, freeze, this is the MPD. We have you for murder. And that's
Jester is not getting out of the truck. Like, he was laying down, and he's just not. Like, he is like, no one has seen me yet.
Right, except the 20 drones coming in from above with the perfect bird's eye view. Because the shadow cops, these are the big drones with the snakes that are inside the smoke box. These drones, they're actual beings as well. This is the elite shadow cop only division. And those of you who happen to know things about the MPD know this is the actual the chief of police's private protection detail. So these are the
What is Rambo
20.
doing here?
Face down there again, and as you
I want to read his mind.
you read, you hear nothing, you feel nothing,
See,
nothing at all.
Okay, so there's
And again, is right in front. You know, he's dead. Blix, please roll.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
gonna be good. Anything in particular? Anything special?
No, but it's int. And something isn't make something. It's right in the edge of your mathematical mind.
Can I push effort?
You certainly can. In fact, you feel like you should.
Okay, I will spend 3 levels of effort, which is 7 minus the 3 for the edge. That's 4.
Okay. Down to 9. Okay.
Update that. Okay, here goes.
Okay. 9 or above. 9 or above.
10.
Hey now. Okay.
yeah,
So the last thing, again, as we fade out on this week's session, the last thing that you're realizing, Blix, again, you guys all see, holy shit, Brett Rambo's dead. That's Brett Rambo, and he's dead. No life signs. Blix, you're also picking up no life signs. Heat is going down. Heartbeat is gone. Something feels familiar, though. Something's happening in the right orders. Yes, he looks dead, but you now know this trick. So you recognize exactly. This is the dead, not dead thing that Bella Santalia pulled back in the Feather, and this is happening again in front of you, and that's your boss. Shadow cops come down, info beams everywhere. You are surrounded, and all of you know that any idea of running from this point or jumping or trying to do anything, they will annihilate you. And that's where we're going to end this week for sure. So you realize he's not dead. He looks dead, but you realize he's not. Okay.
God save the queen.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we fade to black, can I slowly reach down my left hand and slowly adjust the seat down so that I'm
I hope so. Yes, most definitely. And yeah, Chester has probably barely enough time to finish that cigarette before the shit really hits the fan. Yeah, and smoke. Good. You may be on top of the truck, but you now again 20 shadow cops is. You guys aren't.
They can't see me. I'm
No.
like a sign.
Yeah, if I'm.
And I'm a shadow with a shadow crown.
Right, I'm sure shadow cops have no idea how to knock that down, especially the chief of police elite squad. So, yes, that's where we'll end this week. And when we come back, that's the crazy situation you guys are going to start out in with a little bit more knowledge than I expected, but that's usually what happens with you guys. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. And again, thanks to the players, you guys, of course, and Monty Cook Games again is having their Kickstarter right now for Invisible Sun. Check that out, and like we said at the top, Vurt, the tabletop role-playing game, is now available in the UK for everybody through Modifius, but you can still buy it through our site here. And if you don't see it on the shelves, please ask. And that's it until next time.
And 3 stripes.
Nice.
Stripes.
Thank you.
Listen up, Kittlings. The Vurt wants you. The only way out is to finish the game. Be careful. Be very, very careful.